Hello, so today we have our new topic in social studies. But before that, we'll first have our review about household spending. Now, household needs, these people have the need that must be met every day, like the shelter, the food, the water, and the clothes. So these are the examples of the basic needs that a person should have. Household spending. Some of the money earned by the people in a household has to be spent on providing the things that household needs every day. So if you want to have expensive things, expensive vacation, if you want to buy things that cost a lot of money, of course you have to save for it. And also household spending includes when there are things that need to be repaired in your household, like a broken fence, for example. You need money in order to repair it. Next, we have the household budget. A budget is a way of working out the money you have. So, if you have this amount of money, of course, you have to know how to spend it and where to spend it properly. For the groceries, for example, the things that you need to buy, the food, the clothes, and all the other things that needs to be spent for the money with, you have to know how to budget properly. So you have to know your spending, the budget, and also for the savings. Of course, savings is very important for emergencies, for those inexpensive things that you need. You should have your savings. Now for the climate, we have different parts of the world have different climates. We have 1, 2, and 3 different climates. First is in the equator, the poles, and in between. Now, equator, as you can see in the picture, equator has a hot weather. Now, for example, in the places like Brazil, Colombia, and Kenya. Now, how about in the poles? So, look at the picture. Okay, poles have cold weather. So, as you can see in the picture, the man is cold. He is shivering because it's very cold, like in the South Poles and in the North Pole. Now, last one is the in-between. Okay, look at the picture. What did you notice? Okay, so when you see in-between, the weather there, warm in summer and colder in winter. So they have two different weather. It's warm and cold. For example, in United Kingdom and in New Zealand. Now, are you ready for our new topic? Okay, prepare your social studies book and your geography book. But first, go to your social studies student book. Now, our topic is about keeping food safely. Now, first, we have to make sure that we have fresh food. Fresh food needs to be eaten or cooked quite soon after it is bought. So when you buy food, do not store it for a very long time. You have to consume it, especially those food that don't have preservative. Those fresh food, you should not keep it for a very long time. Some food become dry if they are not used quickly. So they will not get very tasty. It won't be fresh anymore if it's very long that you store it there on your fridge or somewhere. If you store it, it won't get fresh anymore. Some food, especially vegetables and fruit, become soft and lose goodness. So when you say goodness, it doesn't taste good anymore. There's an aftertaste that you will not like if it's not fresh. Then it goes stale or rotten. For example, look at this picture. These are the fruits that become rotten because what? Because they are not fresh anymore. Then this is how it looks like. Do you think you want to still eat those fruits? I don't think so, right? You will not eat your fruit if it looks like this anymore. Old food can have mold on it and germs inside that makes us unwell. So what I am talking about, look at the picture of this bread. Look at those blue dots there. Those are mold that when you eat it, you could get sick. And also look at the fruits. See those white like cottons? Those are not cottons. Those are mold. Those are germs that if you eat them, it's not good for your body. So these are examples of pictures. What will happen if the food you store is not anymore fresh, if it's not new? Now, how do we store food? Different foods are stored in a variety of ways. So you don't store food just one way. It depends on what type of food you have. So we have two ways. First is you kept it cool. So look at the picture. The food is kept inside the refrigerator so that it won't go bad easily. Okay, the fruits, the vegetables, they are kept inside the refrigerator so that they won't get rotten. Next, keep in dry and dark places. For example, your pasta or those powdered ingredients that you have. For example, you have the pancake mix. You have the cake mix. Or you have those spices that you have at home. Do not store them in areas where they could get wet easily. And do not store them in places that have direct sunlight because they will get bad easily. Okay? Now, in preserving food, doing something to the food so that it can be kept longer. So when you say preserving, you are making the food fresh, or you can make the food good for a very long time so that you can eat it even if it's already weeks or months from buying it. People have been using different ways of preserving food for thousands of years. See, thousands of years. So this process is not new. People before use it because they don't have refrigerator or storing places like we do right now. So how do we do that? First, smoked. So look at the fish. They hang the fish and then they built a fire, but they don't cook the fish using the fire. They cook the fish using the smoke that is coming out from the fire. You can also do this one with meat. Next is dried. So if you look at the picture, it's a dried fruit. So you can do this one so that your fruits won't get bad easily. So what you do is you slice them, you dry it in the sun. You can also do this one on fish. And if also you go to souk, you will see there's a lot of fruits there, dried fruits that they sell, and even in the grocery. You can see these dried fruits in the groceries as well. Now cooked and put in a jar or tins. So this process is you cooked it, then you put it inside a jar, then you close the jar, then that food, you could consume it for a long time. One example of this process is your jam. Your strawberry jam, your mango jam, and other jams that you have. Look at the picture. It's an example of a jam. See, it's been cooked and put inside a jar. Now, when you say tins, one good example of this one is those canned food that you can buy in groceries, like the corned beef, the tuna, the spams that you have, the beef loaves that you have. Those are examples of canned food. So that's one process that we use in order to preserve food. And then we have frozen. So this part of the grocery, you can find like chicken nuggets, those meat, those fruits, vegetables that they store in big freezers in the mall so that those products will not get bad easily. Frozen. Now let's go to your geography. Global supermarket. Now food helps us to grow and stay healthy, correct? Yes, see, helps us to grow and stay healthy. So food keeps us strong, healthy, so that we have the energy. So gives energy to walk, talk, run, sleep, and do all the other things that we do. Those what food helps us with to have energy. Some food comes from animals and some come from plants. You know that already. There are foods that we get from animals and there are foods that we get from plants. Now, growing and buying food. Some of our food is grown in our own country. There are some foods that come here from this country. Those are what we call local food. But there are also some that come from other countries. Now, how do they get here? First, they ship it here. So, they put it in containers, like big boxes. And then, after that one, they put them in trucks and those trucks go to the port. See, as you can see in the picture, those trucks are putting those goods in this big ships in the port, and then after that one it travels going to our country. After it goes to our country, what happens next is those goods will be put inside the delivery trucks, and those delivery trucks go to the supermarkets. They deliver those goods to our supermarket. And those foods that has been delivered to the supermarket, those are the food that we buy. See, the process is very, very long, but that's how your food comes. So that's why there are a lot of food that doesn't come from Qatar, but it's here in our supermarket because of this process. Now we have what we call food map. Look at the food map below. See, it's different in the food map shown in your book, but it's the same. It's also called a food map. So if you look at this food map here, it is showing different food, and you can see those arrows. It is showing us where this type of food came from. Those are the examples of food maps. So food label, this is a bonus part. Food label, basically you can see this part at the back of the product that you are buying in your grocery. I have here the back part of this product. I'm really sure you can see what this product is, but let's just use the back portion of it. Now, food label it looks like this. See, you can see this one. We have the food, it's a Nutella, country, Canada, continent from North America, and what is the shape or what is our container? It's jar. There's a lot of containers. It's a box, can, or anything. But this one, it's jar. Now, how do I know that it's from Canada and the continent is North America? You see this red circle there? See, it's written there, made in Canada. So this product comes from Canada. Then the continent where you can find Canada is in North America. Remember, we have 7 continents. Now, Canada belongs to North America. You can see this part at the back portion of the product that you have. So, if you want to try, look at the products that you have at home. Then look at the back portion. It's written there, made in, or some of the product, it says here, produced. So, then you look what country. Then there you have it. You already know how to label your food. It's food, country, continent, and the container. As easy as that. Now you can go and find products at home. It's okay if it's not food, any products, or even boxes of your toys. There's label there at the back and you will see where it came from. Isn't that fun? Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you very much and bye-bye.